Alright gang, it's been literally forever since I've made a tutorial, but here I am again. Before we get started, there is one thing I want to say. I'm including sneakers in this tutorial, however I already have shown pretty much the exact same process on my how to make clothes tutorial. So you're seeing this double, but everything else I haven't really shown before. Alright, first up is sneakers. If you've watched any of my other tutorials, you already know our first step is to find our palette. I'm gonna go with like some pink sneakers today. That's what I'm feeling. So first off, you're gonna start with your lightest color going to your darkest color. For these sneakers, you're only gonna need 3 shades. Remember to use the outside wheel as well as the inside wheel. So for pink, we're gonna start over here, kind of more towards the reds. We start up here, and then we're gonna go down towards the purples to make it darker shades. These shades shouldn't be super different, but they should have enough that you can totally differentiate them. Feel free, once you already have your shades, to move them around a bit. Adjusting is always welcome and good. Alright, now that you have your shades, you're going to be using the lightest color. Using the color picker here, you can just pick that color just like that to create the outline. So you're not actually going to do any shading yet, you're just going to be creating where the sneakers are going to be. You're going to go all the way to the bottom of these legs right here, and you're going to select this mirror tool right here as well so that it can appear on both legs. And you're going to go all the way across on the bottom for 3 pixels all the way up. So that's 3 pixels tall. Right after that, you're going to have 2 pixels right at the top each here on each leg. Next, instead of the lightest color, you're going to choose the darkest color. Not the second darkest, the very darkest. And you're just going to put 1 pixel right here. So it should appear as 2 since you have the mirror tool on, but right at the very bottom. Next, you're going to take the second darkest color and have a line going directly up from that all the way to the top of your sneakers and directly to the side. If you've watched my clothing tutorial, you know that the general rule is that closer to the middle here of the legs or the arms, wherever you're making your shading, should be darker. And you'll notice that right here, this line is darker. And out towards the edge, like over here, is lighter. There's a lighter shade right there. Now, we're gonna continue doing the same process around the shoe. It's very, very easy. All you have to do is take your color picker, click on whatever color you want over here, and drag it all the way. So you're kind of folding the same colors around. So notice how the light color is over here on the front. You're just wrapping that around the side, so it's the exact same. And once again, it'll appear on this side too. For the bottom, we're gonna do the same thing. So you're gonna take this color that's already here and wrap it around the bottom. This color that's already here, wrap it around the bottom. The back is going to be the same thing on the front, except minus these 2 pixels at the top here, so you don't need that. So you can just do this all the way across. Notice how it's the exact same pattern too. Darker towards the middle and bottom, lighter towards the outside. Same exact thing as the front, minus these 2. Next is the inside. You're going to unclick this leg over here, or this one, whichever you want to do first. And you're going to wrap it around the inside. Same thing. Oh, make sure you keep your mirror tool on, or else it won't appear on the outside over here. Alright, perfect. Now that you've done the inner layer, we're going to do the outer layer. Outer layer makes your skins look much more complete, much more better in every single way possible. It makes them pop. You're going to use the color picker right here. You're going to select your lightest color, either from on the shoe or up here. And you're just going to add this little tab up here. So I'd imagine in like a real sneakers, that's kind of like the tongue. You're also going to do the same lightest color down here. We're going to create the bottom. So there should only be a 1 pixel wide space in between what you just made. Next is the second darkest color, and you're just going to finish that up there. So that's just adding some depth, I'd say. So this is the top of the sneaker. This is the part that sticks out near the bottom. These feet are obviously flat, but in real life, that's not how feet work. You're going to wrap this outer layer around all the way to the bottom, just like that. Same thing over here. And also on the side, we can create a little wraparound like that. So far, it should look like this. Now you can add this here so that nothing's disconnected, and you already have a little bottom shaping. If you want, it's not necessary. Sometimes I like to add a little symmetrical thing, like we did the bottom shading down here. We can add it on the top too. It just makes the shoe look a little more complete. For the bottom, you're going to do the same thing you did in the front, minus this middle pixel right here since it's shorter. So you're just going to do 2 on the top with the lightest and 2 on the bottom with the second darkest. So it should look like that. There should be no shading of the outer layer on the inside here. And that's all you've got to do. That's your shoe. If you want to add a little sock peeking out, I'm just going to use white for this. You can totally do that. You can add it just like that. It can be 1 pixel wide, 1 pixel tall, I mean. You can add 2 pixels tall on that side and then add a little bit of shading. For example, we already know our rule. It should be darker towards the middle, so you can add that a little bit darker. Make it a little bit lighter when you're going towards the outside, so you should use 3 shades. 3 is our magic number here. And you can add a little bit of depth here with your sock. So now you have the sneakers and the socks, whatever you want. Just wrap that all the way around towards the end so it'll look the exact same. Alright, next up here is going to be boots. Once again, if you watch my clothing tutorial video, you'll notice that I included socks in there. These are very similar to socks. So if you've already learned how to do those, you're like 95% of the way there, just small changes here. So we're going to use the same palette, or at least I'm going to use the same palette that I did for the sneakers. Obviously, choose whatever color you'd like. But this time, instead of 3 shades, we're going to need 4. So I'm just going to make 1 darker here, and we're all set. Start off with the same way that we did for the sneakers. You're going to use your lightest color to outline just the shape of the boots. You can make them however tall you want. I normally like to go pretty tall, so maybe that tall. We're gonna go this tall. So just outline however tall you want them to be at first. We're gonna do 2 different styles. The first style is going to be basically the same exact thing we did for the sneakers, but longer. So notice we had that little tab up here. The same exact thing for the sneakers, except it's a lot longer. That's the shape. The other shape that you could do is just erase this little tab and have boots that are literally just long like that. This process will be pretty much the exact same, so you can do it whichever way you want and follow along. Next, as we already know, we are going to have our darkest color. And towards the center, we're going to have darker shades. Just have that line down the center, make sure you have your mirror tool on again. Then you're going to go to your second darkest shade. You're going to draw a line just like that down the outside, so you're kind of making an outline right now. And also, you're going to draw this little 2 by 2 square at the bottom as well. This shading does not look good. It looks really weird, and I'm going to tell you why. It's because these colors are too far apart, this color and this color right here. So I'm just going to adjust right here and make this my 3rd darkest color. Just like that. Next, you're going to take your lightest color. Now we're going to be focusing on highlights, making your boots pop a little bit. I'm just going to add 2 little pixels, just like that right there. Maybe I want it even a little bit darker. Alright, looking good. This is going to be the general shape of your boot. Once again, if you had the tab, you can just add that little thing right there, so it'll look like that. Looking good. Next, what you're going to be doing is adding the outer layer. We're going to start at the bottom. So you're going to take your second darkest color and just add 2 pixels down at the bottom of each shoe right here in the middle, just like that. And then at the top, no matter if you have the tab or not, you're just going to take these same colors that are already here and outline them just like that. So you have 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom. If you did not have the tab, it would just look like this. You just do the same thing, but 1 lower, just like that. Either one looks good. Similar to the sneakers, we are going to be doing the wraparound strategy. So you're going to take whatever color's already there, wrap it around. Except now that we have a highlight, it's a little bit different. You still want the highlight on this side, but since this highlight is not fully on the outside, like it's not over here, you can't wrap it around. So you're just going to take the highlight and place it over here. So there's going to be 2 pixels closer to your face, 1 pixel farther away. Since there's 4 pixels here, you can't get it exactly in the middle, but I normally do the one farther away, so more towards the back. Just like that. And similar to the sneakers, we're going to do the same thing. We can just add it at the top and the bottom, just like that. So it should look like this so far with the side outer layer. And we're going to do the wraparound thing for the bottom as well, with both the inner layer, just like that, wrap it around, and the outer layer. Make sure you wrap it around the side here too, so it should look like this. Go ahead and complete the inside with the same wraparound thing. This should just be 1 color, your darkest shade. And the back. The back is going to be the exact same as the front if you do not have the tab. If you do have the tab, just don't include it on the back. Make sure you get your highlight in there, and make sure you add the same outer layer as you did in the front. Occasionally, if I'm making boots, this is extra, you can add a little bit of more outer layer in the middle. So you can just add more of these little tab things that like you already had. So they should just look like that. I kind of imagine those as like buckles. Occasionally, I'll put like a lighter color under them to like show that they're actually a thing, just like that. It's whatever you want though. You can customize these boots to your liking, but this is just the main model that you should be using if you're going for this style. Generally, for the sole of the sandals, I usually make them brown, but once again, whatever color you'd like. If you're using a brown tone, you should normally go more towards the purples and reds. Stay away from the oranges and yellows, it looks weird, trust me. We'll go over here and we'll pick a nice brown in this area right here. You're just going to need 2 tones of brown, so just pick 2 tones of wherever you'd like to go. Make sure you're moving the outer wheels well to get that color depth. Now that you have your 2 tones, you're going to turn on your mirror feature and simply draw one line across with your lightest color. Your lighter color, just like that. Next, you're going to take your darkest color in towards the middle, just do 1 pixel, just like that. Next, we're going to be adding, I don't know how to describe it, like the 2, if you're wearing flip-flops, you have like those 2 straps where you put your toes in between. We're going to making kind of that thing. So you're going to need a lighter color. You can use just a lighter brown, like that if you want, something like that. I'm going to go with like a beige color. You're going to need 2 colors for this as well. Pick whatever you want. Alright, once you have your colors, pick your lighter color, and we're going to make the outline of what you want. It's very simple. All you need is 2 pixels in the middle, just right above these dark pixels you already had. 1 on the outside, just like that, and 2 connecting them up top. After that, you're going to do relatively the same thing we did with the sole here, and just make the inner one darker. That is the main shape. Next, you're just going to take the lighter color of the outer layer and just highlight these 2 pixels here with the outer layer. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see. I did not actually think of that. Let me zoom in for you. Just like that. This is darker, this is lighter if you can't see. The lighter ones, just these 2 pixels like right here, are on the outer layer. Then you are going to take your lighter brown color and do the same thing, but just below it. So there should be space in between here. Only 1 pixel though, 1 pixel tall. So just like that. And that's the main thing for these sandals. Now we're going to do the wrap around. So you're going to take your lighter color, wrap it around. You're going to take your darker color, but here is something tricky. Here's something tricky. Don't go all the way back like that. That does not look like sandals. You're just going to do 1 pixel, just like that. Because in reality, this would be like a diagonal thing going down, but you can't really show that in skins, so just only draw 1 pixel on the side there. It should look like that. I normally don't do anything on the side for the outer layer, but we will do the wraparound on the bottom, just like this. So this is the inner layer right now, the body layer. And we'll do the wraparound for the outer layer just on the bottom like that with these lighter brown tones, so it should look like that. Afterwards, we're going to do the inside, so all you need is this darker color right here, and similarly, we're not going to go all the way around, just like we did over here, we're just going to do 1 pixel. For the back, we're going to do the same exact thing that we did in the front for the sole. And you can add that little outer layer on the back right there. And now you've got yourself some sandals. Alright, I saved the most complicated for last, high heels, but fear not, I will walk you through it step by step, and hopefully it'll make some sense. The bottom design for these heels are actually somewhat similar to the sneakers and every other model that we've done, so you should already be pretty good if you watch the rest of the video. First off, we're going to take our lightest color and just sketch out what we want. We're going to do 1, 2, 3 pixels tall, but also you can do this exact same thing that I'm teaching with 2 pixel tall design. So if you want to do that, totally go ahead. I just kind of like the taller version more. You can make them even taller. You can make them 4 pixels if you want. It's however tall you want these heels to be. So this is our lightest color. We're also going to go ahead and do a strap just like that up there. Next, you're going to take your darkest color. By the way, you're going to need 3 colors for this, only 3 colors. So actually, I should delete this and make this color. Only 3 shades. You're going to take your darkest color. You're going to put it down there, like we have in literally every other design. You're going to take your second darkest color and continue going straight up from these dark pixels and straight to the side, just like that. That is your base design for the front. That's all you have to do. It's in the sides and backs that it gets complicated. You're going to continue this design all the way around. You're going to do the wraparound strategy, just like that. And just like that. Don't wrap around with this top part here just yet. We're gonna do some finagling around with that. So now you're gonna take your darkest color. We're gonna edit what we just did. I thought it'd just be easier to have you get it down first. You're gonna take your darkest color, and in the place where we had the highlights for the last one, so in this column right here, you're gonna take your darkest color and have 2 pixels just like that. So it should be closer towards the back. After these 2 pixels, you're going to take your second darkest color and place 2 pixels directly above it, like that. Now we're going to fix the strap. So you're going to take your lightest color, and you're just going to add 2 pixels up here to connect it to the strap kind of over here, and 1 down here. So far it should be looking like this. To finish it off, you'll add 1 more over here. This is what your side should look like. Imagining this was an actual heel, this would be kind of the dent, and this would be where the back heel goes, and this is like the actual shoe in the front. Don't worry, we're going to add some outer layer and it'll look way better. Sit tight for now. We're going to do the wraparound strategy for the bottom here, so you can just complete that. And when you get to this over here, make sure you include this as well. So it should look like that, kind of a cross, but more centered towards the back. If this was your face, this would be farther away from your face. Once again, your mirror should already be gone, so you've already finished that side as well. And we're gonna head to the back now, which is pretty simple. You're going to do the wraparound strategy all the way here. So notice how this back is higher than the front, because this is like 1 farther down and we built it up like that. Alright, once you have it looking the same as the front, except 1 taller, you're all good. We are now going to... Oh, I forgot about the inside. Don't forget about the inside like me. Alright, for the inside, you can just have 2 of these pixels traced. So 2 of them are open, 2 of them are not, because at the back it's not open anymore. Alright, now we're going to go into the outer layer. There's a lot of outer layer, so pay attention to this. Same as the sneakers, we're just going to do the second darkest on the bottom here. And also 1 above, just like that, so you only have 4 pixels down. Also up here on the strap, just have 2. So it should be relatively the same as the sneakers, except with a larger gap. Next, we're going to turn to the side. Over here, you can just outer layer this 1 pixel right there on the strap connecting. And we're going to do the heel next. So once again, imagine this was the gap. This is going to be the heel. And you really want to outline that. So we're going to have 1 lightest color pixel there and 1 second lightest color pixel there. So now you can already see the heel starting to form. Now, that's it for that side and the other side. We're going to go down now. This is pretty specific, it's 2. What you're going to want to do is have these 4 pixels colored in right here, just like that. So that's what let me get rid of this. That's what it looks like so far on the bottom. And also all 3 of these ones on the back. Alright, it should look like this right now. Now we're going to be moving on to the back. You're going to take the stuff that you've already done here and wrap it around. So you just have 3 pixels like that of your second darkest color. And also your lightest color directly above what you just did, just like that. At the top, we're just going to complete it by adding 2 pixels up here, so it should look like that. It's kind of a lot, I know, but hopefully you followed some of that. Let me just quickly spin it around for you, in case you missed anything. This is the back. And no outer layer in the inside as well. Alright, well hopefully you learned something. Remember to be creative, add little accents here where you want. This is just like a main guide for what you mainly should be doing. In case you needed some help, which I'm assuming you did since you came to this tutorial video. Anyways, if you enjoyed, please subscribe to me. Trying to think, do I have anything else to say? Commissions are still open. If you want, contact me on Discord. I'll make a skin for you. And that's about it. I'll see you in the next video. Maybe another tutorial coming soon. We'll see. Adios.